can either A, ignore what they say, or B, you can be like me and have no idea they said it in the first place, which happens. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it probably speaks to what you said before that, perhaps because of your disability, you've had to approach problems like a first principles mindset of, you can't just look at how everybody else has solved a problem. You have to go figure out how Eric is going to solve a problem.
Yeah.
But that leads oftentimes to unique solutions that sometimes are more efficient than the conventional wisdom.
Mike's off to the side here, and he can tell you it's the number of times I've been talking to a software vendor or a partner we work with. I'm like, so can we do this? Can we get this feature? And they'll respond back with, no one's ever asked for that before. Like, no one's ever wanted that. I'm like, I think it would be cool. And like, yeah, you're right, it would be. But 10 years of doing this, no one's ever said that. And that happens once a month, where I get told by somebody like, no one's ever wanted that before, or no one's ever even thought about asking for that.
Another idea that I've been shopping around, and just thinking about myself lately, is I feel like that the best practices that were true historically may not be true in the future. And what I mean by that is I feel like because like historically, for instance, it's certainly true that buying your own CRM was a better use of capital than building it on your own, just because of the time, the energy, and the money that it would take to have built it historically was too high. It would have been irresponsible for Eric to decide, hey, I'm going to build my own CRM today. Right. Just because
and then not try and license it out to the general market, right?
But what has changed is that best practice has shifted, in my opinion, and I think that that's happening in a lot of different areas of business and the economy, and I think that's what's so scary to a lot of people, because things that like team structure, for instance, that would have made sense 5 years ago may very well not make sense going forward in this new world that we're in. And I think that the entrepreneurs that are built like you, that have the kind of first principles mindset, that are willing to maybe do things in a way that are different than everybody else, are going to be the ones that ultimately win.